first so choose yesterday. You can care all you want.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. We're here for our Thursday evening league, the Wrx Challenge. This is round 7 down under at Bathurst. I'll give you a quick update of the table, and then we'll look at the grid that was formed after qualifying. We're here for a 60-minute race. It's an endurance one with fuel set at ×3 and tyres set at ×2, and they have the free choice of racing soft or racing medium tyres. The table stands so far without the dropped scores. Cthulhu leading the way on 223 points. Skyjacker in second on 197 points. Alexis Maximus in 4th on 180 points. Racer Brown in 5th on 174 points. In 6th, Alphanut on 147 points. In 7th, JTX on 146 points. In 8th, Shadow Rider on 142 points, so it's really tight in the middle of the table there. In 9th, the Mika Withery, even her, she's in it with 137 points. In 10th, Jokers on 134 points. Everything to play for down there. Noxie in 11th on 120 points. Pat in 12th on 82 points. Anton Puika in 13th on 46 points, and Jax Racing 14th on 18 points, but I don't think he's been here for a few rounds. Anton Puika, he missed the last round, but he not the last round, he raced in the last round, got 4th, but he missed round 4 and round 6, so you did miss the last round, sorry. Oh yeah, anyway, I'll shut up, I'll get on with the grid. That's the best way to deal with this, honest to God. Hoo-ha. Right, so after qualifying we have a grid that looks very much like this. So here we go. I've got on pole Homesick Alien with Cthulhu in second, but it looks to me that that's Cthulhu on pole and Homesick Alien in second. I never understand. There is some weird thing that happens here at Bathurst, so I don't know the true grid. It's one of those two are on pole. I'm going to do it as it's written down like they've got it, but it was probably wrong. Sorry, it's probably the opposite way round. So I've got Homesick Alien on pole with Cthulhu in second. I've got Racer Brown in third. Yeah, well, that is Racer Brown's car in third place, with Anton Puika in 4th. In 5th, we have a Skyjacker, which that says he's 6th. And 6th, Alphanut. Make of it what you do, I can't get it. In 7th, I've got Alexis Maximus. Alongside him in 8th is Shadow Rider. In 9th, I have a JTX with a Jokus in 10th alongside him. Yes, that's all true. Then in the back here, on the back row, we have Noxie in 11th and Pat in 12th, which that says they're the other way round. So they're all in the single series of the Wrx Isle of Man Time Attack car, and we are going to see them racing for 60 minutes here at Bathurst. What a treat. So they're lined up there with Homesick, as it says, on pole, so that's what I'm going with. Could have been Cthulhu though, we'll never know. And we'll click on play. We're in a variable camera. Homesick giving us a flash before the green lights, and it is not a go yet. Wow. God, they're keeping you waiting. There they go. Off they trot, and Racer Brown off to a shooting start, trying to work his way up in between the two leaders there. 3 wide in Hell's Corner, and it looks like Homesick Alien is the biggest loser because Cthulhu is taking the lead from Racer Brown. Homesick Alien down into 3rd with Anton in 4th. Alphanut up into 5th. Alexis Maximus having a great jump up to 6th, but he's lost it to Skyjacker and Alexis Maximus alongside each other. They're all coming up to the corner of Griffin's Bend, and Cthulhu making it through with Homesick just ahead of Racer Brown. Looks okay so far. Anton in 4th, Skyjacker 5th, Alphanut down to 6th. There we see Jokus and Shadow Rider duking it out through the tight twisty parts and Joker's hitting the wall, with Shadow Rider going up into 7th, with Joker's in 8th now, 9th for JTX, 10th Alexis Maximus, 11th is Noxie, and Pat is some way back there, must have had a bit of an issue. His engine does look like it's just fixed itself. So Cthulhu leading the way from Homesick Alien, Racer Brown right there, but also Anton keeping an eye on the guys ahead. For any moment he can make a move. They're going through the Dipper, the Yeses, and then into the Dipper, sorry. I believe this is Forest's Elbow. They've just made it through. So Cthulhu leading from Homesick Alien. Racer Brown is in 3rd place. Anton there in 4th. Alphanut up to 5th. Ahead of Shadow Rider. Oh, it looks like we've lost Skyjacker. 7th is Jokers. 8th is JTX. 9th is Alexis Maximus. Skyjacker dropping down to 10th place ahead of Noxie in 11th. And it looks like Pat is catching up Noxie. So whatever... maybe they had an incident, I'm not sure. Cthulhu then leading the way. It looks like this first lap is going to be his, getting around Murray's corner onto the start straight. I don't know how many pit stops these guys are going to have. We'll have to have a look. They've got through quite a bit of fuel just for one lap. Homesick Alien looking to make a move into turn 1. Hell's Corner, but they both make it through, and there is Racer Brown sitting just behind. His back end looked like he wants to step out. Anton also through. There is Alphanut, Shadow Rider there, all over the curbs. 6th place. 7th is Alexis Maximus. Skyjacker making his way back up to 8th, ahead of JTX. Jokers has dropped down to 10th. Pat is ahead of Noxie in 11th, and Noxie down into 12th, just going across the start straight, trying to struggle with this Wrx Subaru. So Cthulhu still there leading the way, but Homesick Alien is just ready to pounce. He's all over the back of Cthulhu. They've all chosen the soft tyres, it seems. Now Homesick having to back off a little bit from Cthulhu and falling to the clutches of Racer Brown, with Anton there ever watchful. Alphanut looks like he's pulling them in. He's getting closer. Shadow Rider still there just behind Alphanut, and Skyjacker looks like a little bit further back from Shadow Rider, but he's got Alexis Maximus all over him. That's Skyjacker making great headway. He's up to 7th already after we saw him down into, what was it, 10th? Cthulhu now got a bit of breathing space from Homesick Alien, with Racer Brown sticking to the back of Homesick Alien, hoping he's going to make a mistake or something. There's Anton all the way behind Racer Brown, really close up. It is there for 2nd up to 4th, but Alpha not ever getting closer to the guys ahead of him. Just one wheel wrong and Alphanut will be there. Shadow Rider a little bit further back from Alphanut, trying to keep up with the gang ahead, and Skyjacker making a comeback. There we see Alexis Maximus trying to cling onto the back of Skyjacker, but Skyjacker seeming to be able to pull away, and JTX catching up Alexis Maximus there in 8th. So 10th, Jokers seems to have lost the track on the guys ahead of him, but he's quite a way ahead of Pat, and Pat and Noxie keeping each other company at the back of the race. So Cthulhu still leading, going across for his 2nd lap in this 60-minute race. Looks like Racer Brown all over the curbs, giving Anton an extra to get closer to him, and they're all in the background. You can see the yellow Agit car getting closer and closer to this little squirrel. Now Homesick pulling away a little bit from Racer Brown. Racer Brown maybe missing out on the toe, but Anton is all in the toe of Racer Brown. He's pulled up, he's showing his intent to make a move up the inside of Griffin's, and he makes it stick. Lovely stuff, wonderful racing, beautiful racing there from Anton. Ooh, great stuff. Racer Brown, I think, couldn't do anything about that, and now he has to worry about a fast approaching Alphanut, also wanting to make some ground up in this race. Shadow Rider a little bit further back from these, he can just about see their headlights. I mean their rear lights, sorry. Alexis Maximus is ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker dropping behind 2 people so far, with 8th, 7th place Alexis Maximus. JTX up into 8th. Skyjacker dropping down to 10th, but still ahead of Jokers. A little bit of a gap there, but Jokers, if he sticks with it, there's more dust. Skyjacker, it looks like JTX has made a mistake, because Skyjacker now all over the back of the fin. Loads of dust getting kicked up there. Alexis Maximus, he's off again. Oh, JTX is gone. He's down into 9th, and he's waiting for Jokers to come for him. Jokers heading his way. It's going to be a tight race there. JTX just got to get his head together. There we can see Skyjacker going all kinds of sideways, and he's bumped into JTX, slowing JTX, and Jokers there. I think he's trying to go through the ghosted car, and the ghosted car did unghost. So Joker's coming a cropper between Skyjacker and JTX, so everything all still as is. Skyjacker losing a position to Jokers. Meanwhile, Pat still ahead of Noxie by a few corners now. So Pat, just keep his head down. Hope there's some mistakes up ahead. See if he can pick some up from that. So Cthulhu leading with the fastest lap. Purple for lap 2. It looks like that was purple again. No, someone else has beat him. No, it is. Yes, sorry. Cthulhu with a 202.8. Flying. The Spaniard is absolutely flying today. Absolutely no red on those tyres so far. Nearly half a tank of fuel used on lap 3. So we're guessing by the end of lap 6 these guys are going to need fuel. Homesick Alien on the halfway point, but his tyres looking good. These tyres are lasting. This is good to know. This is great. I don't think we'll see many mediums today. I think these tyres will last them quite a way into the race. Anton up into that 3rd place. We saw him, and Alphanot has got past Racer Brown. Racer Brown losing the spot to Alphanot. Alphanot on a race and a half. He only did a 205.5 on his last lap. Next to Racer Brown did a 207.8. I saw someone grinding the walls behind him. Shadow Rider. He's seen what's gone on before him, and he is pushing to get there. Alexis Maximus in 7th ahead of JTX. Jokers now keeping that 9th place ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker trying to refocus. He's 2nd in the championship, and the leader Cthulhu of the championship is in 1st place. So Skyjacker needing to make up a few places from that position. And there we see Pat 11th. He's some way off of those guys in front, and he's a little bit ahead of Noxie. But if Noxie gets his head down, does some of those 208.9s. Oh, he's done a 208.1 on his 2nd lap. So Pat, when he puts a good lap together, he can put a good lap together. The lead car then is Cthulhu, and he has pulled himself out a lovely bit of breathing space, and Homesick Alien has found that he's got a finish problem. With a Finn, Anton Puika has caught him right up, and now he is playing with him, knowing that down the next, after this short start straight, up mountain straight, he can make a move in his toe. Sorry, I was trying to read the map, and the map's upside down from the game, and I always think, why do I always have the map upside down from the game? So here we see Anton. Shall we try and see what's it like? Very dark, isn't it? Wow, what's it like when sat in the car? Oh my god, it's really, really dark when you're in the car with that big black banner going across the top. You don't see much benefit from the street lights, but Homesick Alien managing to defend that corner from the toe. Anton looking to get something going through the S's, is it? Oh, I don't know, I'm losing my place. No, Quarry Corner. This is Quarry Corner, I think we're just coming to. All the way around here. It's quite fast, just a small lift. He's gone down a gear through this corner. Now we've really got to get into those. Oh, down to 4th gear. Losing where I am, sorry. Now we're going to have to start heavy braking, getting down those gears. Whoa, he slides it through 3rd, down to 2nd, through the S's, 2nd. Wow, great stuff up to 3rd, chasing the Alien. Not touched the wall or anything. There we go, down into Forest's elbow. There you go. Chasing the Alien down another long straight until they reach the chase. He's in his toe. You can see Cthulhu just disappearing in the distance. He's about to hit the top, isn't he? Got a little lift. And into the chase. Onto the brakes, down into 2nd gear. To 3rd. He's doing everything he can to get ahead of the Homesick Alien. But I know the Homesick Alien absolutely adores this track. This is one of his favourites on the calendar. He looks forward to it. It's like it's Christmas. So he will be driving hard out there to stay ahead of Anton and try and catch up Cthulhu. Right, let's get back to the race then. Cthulhu leading the way with Homesick Alien and Anton for company as a backseat driver. There, Alphanot in 4th, still ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown looks like he's making a bit of ground up to Alphanut's last lap 2:04.046, and Racer Brown at 2:03.873. So Racer Brown trying to make ground up and get that 4th position back. Shadow Rider catching the 2 ahead. He was a little bit further back, and now he looks like he's catching them up. And oh my God, it looks like Alphanut made a small mistake there into Griffin's, and he's lost a bit of ground to Racer Brown. Racer Brown trying to find a way past, but this is the worst part of the track to come across someone, because there's not really any position you can get. There's no gaps. It's really tight. So he's going to have to wait till they get through the top section of the mountain and head back down the mountain again. Shadow Rider all the time, loving this, seeing these two slowing each other down. It's great for him. Alphanut heavy onto the brakes. Still ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown getting frustrated behind Alphanut now. He's feeling more comfortable in his car. He's got a 1/4 of a tank of fuel. Oh my lord, yes, Alpha has burnt his fuel quite a lot. I said end of lap 6, we might see some pit stops. It looks like Alphanut's trying to make his fuel last. There is Cthulhu. He's still got a 1/4 of a tank. He's making it last beautifully. Homesick Alien still fighting off Anton. He's got just under a 1/4 of a tank. Anton, he's on the low. He needs to be coming in on this lap. So will Alphanut. Racer Brown, he's got a 1/4 of a tank, I don't know where I've lost my T's. 1/4 of a tank of fuel left. He can carry on round. Where does Shadow Rider sit? Shadow Rider needs fuel. So does Lexus Maximus. So does JTX. Joker's doing okay with fuel, Pat doing okay with fuel, and Noxie. So Anton does come in. Cthulhu and Homesick manage to stay out. Racer Brown moves ahead because Alphanut comes in also with Shadow Rider. We expect that Alexis Maximus also will be coming in. There he comes, and Joker's following him in also. It's virtually most of the field. There's only 3 so far managed to stay out there. And here comes Jokers. Did he go into the pits? Yes, sorry. Skyjacker, he needs the fuel as well. He's going to have to come in. Pat also on the edge of the tank. So, Cthulhu staying out for another lap. Homesick Alien's fuel has gone down into the red flashing. We will see him in on the next lap. There is Racer Brown. He's still got a lap, maybe a lap and a half. I don't know if he can risk it. Same as Cthulhu, really. Them two doing really well. Racer Brown really doing well. Anton, he's back out in 4th place. Fueled up with Alphanut following in 5th place. Fueled up. Looks like new tyres. No, looks Anton made the jump by keeping old tyres on. It looks like Alphanut has put new tyres on. He's got Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider's so much closer than he was. Racer Brown's going to have to fall out in the middle of this race. Alexis Maximus filled up, and he's back out in 7th. Joker's in 8th. No, JTX in 8th, Joker's in 9th. Skyjacker, he went in also. 11th, Pax went in, he's come out. Noxie, he's gone in to get some fuel. So, the leaders, there we see Cthulhu's lights flashing. So is Homesick Aliens. Racer Brown, he can't risk staying out another lap, can he? Doesn't want the guys behind him catching up too much. He's going to be dropping out of the pits just behind Alphanut, or should be. If Alphanut can get a great blinding outlap in, and maybe Shadow Rider also getting a great outlap in, maybe being able to jump a Racer Brown with the undercut. So Homesick Alien, he's got a little space from Racer Brown. He looks like he's catching up. Cthulhu's gone in, so has a Homesick Alien. What will Racer Brown? Racer Brown's fuel is flashing. It's too much of a risk. So watching Anton now. Will the early pit stop play into his hands? He's only just going through the chase. I'm sure Cthulhu, maybe Homesick Alien. Oh, he was close to Homesick Alien. So maybe Cthulhu should get out ahead of him. They come out after turn 1. Here comes Anton, he's there. What's Cthulhu doing? Cthulhu's still fueling. Racer Brown, Homesick, they're all still in the pits. Anton, what about Shadow Rider? Shadow Rider ahead of Alphanut. I don't know what happened to Alphanut, but Shadow Rider somehow getting ahead of Alphanut. Now they're only just releasing the pit stops, but there is after turn 1. So Anton makes the jump on Cthulhu. It was correct, but Cthulhu is right there. Cthulhu's right on his tail, but that early pit stop has played really into Anton's hands. Homesick Alien out in 3rd. Racer Brown in 4th ahead of Shadow Rider and Alphanut. It looks like Alphanut had an issue on his outlap though. Alexis Maximus in 7th. Joker's ahead of JTX. JTX must have made a mistake, but Joker's has jumped him. Skyjacker in 10th place with Pat in 11th, Noxie in 12th. So there you go, Anton, your new leader of the race, the pit stop. The one stop early really played into his hands, got his tyre. He didn't change his tyres, remember. These other guys, they've got to go through a certain amount of wear before the tyres are ready and up to maximum temperature to race. And I think Anton already leaving them tyres on. It's played into his hands that he has had to wear a pair of tyres, set of tyres in. Oh, Cthulhu, his cold tyres, he's struggling now. Homesick's struggling also. They're all pushing on these tyres. Anton did a great move keeping the tyres on. Racer Brown, he's not being able to capitalise on it, but they're closing them all up and playing straight into Anton's hands. Look at that. What a move. He's got the fastest lap on lap 4 with a 2:02.728. Can those tyres last another stint? He's already used a quarter of a tank up, these guys. Got more fuel on. Just steady head, steady head. Stick to your strategy. Things will become good. And they're obviously scratching their head a bit how he's made the jump. Doesn't realise he didn't change his tyres. That's my theory. I don't think he changed his tyres. Saved a bit of time in his pit stop. And that is how he made the jump on these guys. Cthulhu should stay fast, stay in second. Anton will pit before him. There we see now Racer Brown has really caught up Homesick Alien. This is going to be a treat. I won't go in car, it goes really dark, doesn't it? It's too dark. I'll stay on the hood and see Racer Brown grabbing the toe from Homesick Alien up the mountain straight, heading towards Griffin's Bend. Wow, the car really slides around under the brakes. You saw it swaying from side to side. They've got the DRS open. When they hit 90 miles an hour, they have a floppy wing on the back that drops, and it looks like Homesick Alien really struggling to get around the cutting. Really struggling, and now Racer Brown all over the back of him. Let's have a look at the treat that this is with the Martini Subaru versus the Wrxc Ii. Both very sexy looking Subarus. Oh my god, Homesick hitting another wall. It's all going Pete Tong in the cockpit of the Aliens Subaru right now. Another wall. He's all over the shop. Racer Brown trying to stay calm behind him. It's hard to make a move in these tight sections. Just trying to stay with him to get back on the straight, to get down Conrad straight. Sorry, there you go. They're going around. Forest Elbow, is it? But he's fallen back from the Alien. I don't know if it's enough to grab his toe. Just up ahead, I think Homesick can see Cthulhu. Cthulhu there in second place. Is he catching up Anton? Is Anton's tyres starting to let him down? I'm not sure. They're not that far apart. Anton's last lap was a 2:03.981. Cthulhu's was a 2:03.1, some 8/10 faster. So very interesting indeed. They're just crossing the line to set their time, with Anton posting a 2:04.149, Cthulhu posting a 2:03.7. So Cthulhu the faster of the two at the moment. Homesick Alien having a bit of a shaky lap, a 2:03.808. Racer Brown a 2:04.5. So we saw he was all over the back of Homesick Alien. Alpha not there, 5th place. He's going faster than the guys ahead of him. Lost out in the pit stops. 6th place. Well, he has got ahead of Shadow Rider. Shadow Rider was ahead of him. So Shadow Rider on lap 8 did a 2:09. So Alpha Not taking back Shadow Rider's position, and in 5th, Shadow Rider in 6th. Alexis Maximus still in 7th place. JTX back ahead of Jokers. Them two swapping places around during the race. Skyjacker in 10th. Pat is in 11th. And Noxie somewhere back in 12th. Anton, what a great move, but I think his tyres now losing that slight grippiness, and Cthulhu's tyres coming into play. So whatever time Anton gained from not changing tyres, he's now starting to lose on track. He's still got half a tank of fuel, so he can still go for at least another 2-3 laps maybe. But the question is, can his tyres, Cthulhu then, trying to get in those fast laps, pump them in. Still got fair bit of fuel. Keep going. Homesick Alien still holding off a Racer Brown. Racer Brown not far away. He's feeling the benefit of the tow. No DRS. He's got to be heavy on those brakes though, going into the chase. But he is really giving Homesick Alien something to think about. Homesick Alien having to stay clean as a whistle. Not put a single foot wrong, or Racer Brown will be there. Racer Brown, he was a little bit out wide there. Doesn't seem to have lost much time heading up towards the turn 1 Hell's Corner. They both make it through. What beautiful looking cars they really, really are, both of them. Sorry, wrong way. So Homesick Alien, he's pulled a little bit out of that corner, managing to keep Racer Brown away from the tow, but Racer Brown just posting the fastest lap of the race on a 2:02.481. We are 21 minutes into this race, so coming up to halfway now. Anton are doing an amazing job keeping the car clean, sweet. He's got less grip than anyone's had to feel in this race. Cthulhu doing all he can to catch up the back of the Finn to retake the lead of this race. Homesick Alien, he's been under a lot of pressure for a few laps, but now it looks like he's getting a little bit of breathing space from Racer Brown. Racer Brown dropping back after that fastest lap. And now, whoa, they look so fast coming around that corner, don't they? We've got Alpha Nut chasing them down. He's lost a bit of ground up ahead of the guys, as you can see on the map. He's on the fastest lap at the moment. He's 3/10 up on his fastest. He's driving that car like he's stolen it. He really is. Wringing the neck out of the Subaru, winging it around these tight corners. There's Forest Elbow onto the straight. Needs the guys ahead of him to start fighting each other so he can catch them up. There's a quarter of a tank of fuel left in his car. He's got a purple. Looks like he's going for fastest lap. Through up towards the chase. Heavy onto the brakes. Over the curb. Beautiful, beautiful driving here from Alpha Nut. Sending him towards fastest lap of the race so far. Down in to Murray's Corner. Along the start straight towards the line. He's going to post himself a... Yes, a 2:02.347, fastest lap of the race so far. Go back, there you go, purples, beautiful stuff. Anton then in the lead of this race. Cthulhu, he's just behind him, pushing hard. He did a 2:03.2 on his last lap. Anton with a 2:03.5. There's nothing in it between the two of them. Cthulhu chasing tenths at the moment. Racer Brown ahead of Homesick Alien. There we see it. We missed it. I can't keep flicking around. Well, I haven't flicked around at all, have I? The mystery is better, I believe. I think it jars the race when you stop and start flicking around. So we're trying not to, especially the 60-minute ones. So Racer Brown somehow getting ahead of Homesick Alien with that fastest lap of 2:02.481 on. Well, it was the fastest until Alpha Nut smashed it. But on lap 11 he did a 2:05.0. He's coming back for the fastest lap though. Homesick did a 2:05.8. There was nothing in it, 8/10, and that's all it took. Unless a mistake was made on this lap, but Homesick Alien keeping him in close contention. Alpha Nut, after posting that fastest lap, he's catching those boys up ahead of him. He's not far away, only a few seconds. They were just going through that, yeah. 4 or 5 seconds away is nothing around Bathurst, I tell you. Shadow Rider trying to keep up with them. He's got the fuel on the low. He will have to pit. Let's have a look. Anton will have to pit on this lap, end of lap 12. He's coming up towards the pit lane. Cthulhu, we are sure, can stay out. He's keeping his tanks quite tidy. So there we see Anton going in. Cthulhu staying out, carrying on. Racer Brown's carrying on. Homesick Alien, he'll manage to carry on. Alpha Nut will have to pit. There he goes. He's into the pit lane, killing the speed. It's a tight entry into the pit lane. Anton's still in. He'll change his tyres this time. Put some fuel in. Alpha Nut, will he suss out? Have they worked out that Anton did a quick one by not changing tyres? Shadow Rider coming in. He also needs it. Alexis Maximus also in. He'll need it. He's coming down towards it. the pit entry. There he goes. Looks like he didn't change his tyres as well. Can he stop the car in time? No, I thought he was going down there fast. And he's got JTX coming down the pit lane. JTX getting in ahead of him. Oh my. So Alexis Maximus looks like he was held up a little bit. Alphanut's on the move. Alphanut's out. So let's have a look. Anton already out onto the track with Alphanut. Just coming out into front of Shadow Rider. That's great. No changes there between these three. JTX, Alexis Maximus, Jokers all in the pit lane. Skyjacker's just coming up towards the pit lane. Oof, he had a bad lap. Oh no, he's already pitted. He wants to get ahead of these guys, but it looks like they're already out. Alexis Maximus out onto the track, so is JTX. Joker's not yet. He's just coming out now, while Skyjacker is on the start straight. So there you go. Joker's back onto the racetrack. What will Cthulhu do? Cthulhu's fuel still looking great. He might stay out another lap. So might Racer Brown. Homesick Aliens dropped right off the back of Racer Brown now. Racer Brown did another fastest lap on lap 12 of a 2:02.282. It's absolutely smashing it out there, these guys and their pace. Homesick Alien fallen quite away, but is Homesick Alien being clever? Is he starting to save fuel? He's not. His foot's all the way down. Doesn't look like he's lifting or early changing. Who knows? He's got just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. Cthulhu, just under a quarter of a tank of fuel. Racer Brown, he's used a little bit more fuel than the guys around him. But they're going around again for another lap. Someone else is in the pits at this moment, it looks like. Homesick Alien going around again. Anton, he's already pitted. He's a little bit behind these guys. Oh my god, here we go. Shadow Rider on Alphanut. I think this happened after the last pit stop. It takes Alphanut. Oh no, Alphanut controlling Shadow Rider and keeping a hold of the position. I think it takes Alphanut a little longer to warm his tyres up. Shadow Rider burns them up to speed straight away, and he's putting pressure on Alphanut. Alphanut driving very defensive on the inside. Now it looks like Shadow Rider's trying to manoeuvre himself up the inside for Hell's Corner. And man alive, pulling off a move in this corner is a brave act, and there he goes, man alive. But now Alphanut gets the toe. Looks like Shadow Rider struggling to get some speed out of that corner. Alphanut carrying a bit more speed, heading up towards Griffin's Bend. They're side by side. Oh my lord, who's going to brake? They both brake roughly at the same time. Shadow Rider's outbrakes himself. He's skidded out onto the barriers, and there is Alphanut. He's had a little tap at the barrier as well. My word. Shadow Rider then back into 6th place with Alphanut. Getting his 5th place back. Wow, hard fought from these guys. Alexis Maximus 7th place, a little bit further back from him. It looks like JTX and Joker's not far away. Well, yeah, no, Joker's a little bit further back than that. Skyjacker a little further back from that. Pat in 11th, and Noxie in 12th. So Cthulhu's fuel is flashing. Racer Brown's fuel is flashing. Homesick Alien's fuel is flashing. Anton, did he fill his tank? Did he short fill this time? Anything he can to try and disturb these guys off the lead. Small mistake from Cthulhu on the grass there, trying to push to get the fastest lap he can in this this lap before his pit stop. There we go, we're going up to the halfway point. So Cthulhu in, Racer Brown in, they all make it in nicely. Homesick Alien also in. So Anton, he's coming up towards the last corner. Shadow Rider back again ahead of Alphanut. These two are having a great battle. Absolutely glorious between the two of them. And there, see Anton going over the start straight. Cthulhu, he's fueling up. Remember, I found out last week they don't have fuel caps, so they transport the fuel in. And there, Cthulhu out on the track a little bit further back from Anton this time. But he's got a full tank of fuel. Racer Brown back on the track, and Homesick Alien back on the track. Shadow Rider and Alphanut just coming across the start straight, so they have made it ahead of Shadow Rider and Alphanut. 7th is Alexis Maximus, feeling the pressure from JTX. JTX starting to find his feet after this pit stop. He didn't change his tyres, it looks like, so has got a little jump on. He's finished. They're clever, aren't they? Not changing their tyres. Doesn't look like anyone else is thinking about that. Joker's in 9th, Skyjacker 10th, 11th for Pat there. He's done a fastest lap of a 2:08. He's some way off of the guys ahead of him. And Wrxc there is fastest that we can see is a 2:06, I think. So Anton so far upsetting the apple cart. How will this shake out at the end? So we think there's another set of pit stops, probably around the 45-minute mark, and then it'll be raced till the end of the hour. Cthulhu trying to keep a calm head, try and stick to his strategy, not get disturbed by the strategy ahead by Anton, because Anton might be short. He might have to have a little splash and dash in the last stint, because he has been pitting one lap earlier than Cthulhu, and that might just work out okay for Racer Brown and Homesick Alien. They've spread out a little bit now. Them three, they were really fighting each other. Shadow Rider looks like he's managed to pull away from Alphanaut a little bit, but they are coming up to lap Wrxc. Yes, and that might slow things down. Which, oh no, Wrxc's having a big off. Wrxc having a big off. So Alphanaut in 6th, Shadow Rider there in 5th, Homesick Alien in 4th. There's Shadow Rider, seems to have shaken off of Alphanaut a little bit. JTX up into 7th now, ahead of Alexis Maximus. I'm not sure what happens there, but JTX we saw catching up Alexis Maximus. He went his fastest on the last lap with a 2:04.175 next to Alexis Maximus 2:05.0, so nearly a second difference there, and that has put JTX ahead. Or was there a mistake on this lap? We can go back and look. He did a 2:05.120 on that lap, and Alexis Maximus did a 2:08.004. So it looks like Alexis Maximus struggled with something there. Jokers in 9th, some way back, but maybe he can catch Alexis Maximus before the end of this race. It's not 100 miles away. There's Skyjacker in 10th, Pat 11th, Wrxc in 12th after we saw he was having that off. Anton then leading the way from Cthulhu, needing to stop a little bit earlier each time. I reckon he's short fueled again. And Cthulhu's just not that far behind him. As soon as Cthulhu's tyres come up to temperature, Cthulhu can start attacking him, whilst Anton having to do the sprint strategy. Quick squirt, quick sprint, quick squirt. It's doing okay for him at the moment, keeping him ahead of Cthulhu, but the long game, I believe Cthulhu's strategy may come out stronger. Racer Brown there, a little bit further back from Cthulhu now, just protecting that 3rd place of the podium. Homesick Alien in 4th. I mean, oh, I've lost a bit of paper now. Where is Racer Brown in the championship? Oh, that's the Porsche stuff. It's landed on the wrong side. Sorry, guys. And Racer Brown is 5th in the championship on 174 points behind Alexis Maximus, who's on 180 points, and Alexis Maximus is not having a great race this race. And Homesick Alien in 3rd, he's finishing ahead of him, that's always good. Homesick Alien on 191 points, Alexis Maximus 180, Racer Brown on 74 points, so this would make a big difference to the table, just finishing like this. Cthulhu, the leader, the champion, he's not losing to anyone close to him, and Anton is got 46 points in 13th place. He's missed a few rounds. We're on lap 17 now, 35 minutes, we're in the 35th minute of this race. Alexis Maximus making a pit stop. It didn't look like he needed to. I do know sometimes he cannot keep up in these long races. He has another commitment, and that might be that I think it might be that he has to leave, but he still gets the final position for taking part in half of it. So Anton leading from Cthulhu. Racer Brown in the final podium position, sitting on the fastest lap. So Cthulhu's last lap 2:03.238. Oh, a 2:06.0 for Racer Brown. Homesick Alien at 2:05.6. So Homesick Alien slowly pulling a Racer Brown back in, but he's hitting walls. That's not helping. Shadow Rider at 2:03.3. He's really getting the swing of this Subaru now, sliding through the corners. Absolutely beautiful. Little scrape of the wall. Alpha Nut there, he's not that far behind Shadow Rider. A few more scrapes, Shadow Rider, and you will find you're going to have Alpha Nut all over you. How did he get that back facing the other way? Oh my, you could see the car. He just got away from him a little bit in that corner. So hard to control these cars, so hard. Shadow Rider then making a bit more space out from Alpha Nut. Alpha Nut carrying on his way, dusting himself off. JTX up into 7th place with Jokers up into 8th. Now Skyjacker in 9th, Pat 10th, and Wrxc in 11th. Unfortunately, like I said, Alexis Maximus can't do the long races because he has other commitments. So Anton there leading the way from Cthulhu, but Cthulhu's so close. He's so close. He can see the rear of that car sitting on board with Cthulhu. We're 36 minutes into this WRX Challenge Round 7 at Bathurst, and this is absolutely amazing. And you know, we've done two endurance races now here at the Virtual Racers Club. We first did Le Mans with modern hybrid Group 1 cars and Group 3 cars, and then we've just recently had Spa for 2.5 hours with the old Group C Le Mans cars and some interesting Group 3s like Ferraris and Porsches. Wow, this is great, sitting on board with Cthulhu chasing down Anton. And now I've heard a rumour that the 3rd endurance race, all I know is the organiser dropped the hint of the next one, bring your didgeridoo. Now come on, you don't have to be Einstein to work this out, do you? Didgeridoo, that's what the Aborigines play. The Aborigines are from Australia. Australia, how many tracks in GT Sport does Australia have? Yes, there's one. So fingers crossed, looks like we're going to be having a 2.5 hour race here, maybe sometime in the new year. Can't wait. Sitting on board with Cthulhu, chasing down Anton. That Finn has not made a single mistake so far this race. He's gone in, lap 18. That's earlier than I would have expected. Very much so. His fuel is low, his tyres are great though. He won't change those tyres, Cthulhu. Then retakes the lead. Racer Brown coming around. He's dropped away from that lead battle, hasn't he? Quite a bit, with Homesick Alien catching him up. They've got plenty of fuel on board. The Repsol and the Martini. Anton, a Shadow Rider also coming in. Shadow Rider burning through fuel. And so is Alpha Nut there. JTX, he needs to come in for fuel as well. Joker's looking okay. Might stay out another lap. Skyjacker has been in for fuel. I keep missing his stop, sorry. He stops a lap earlier than the rest of them. He's up into 9th with Pat 10th. Wrxc is in at the moment. I think he may have retired the car. Who knows? Cthulhu then trying to make hay. He's got plenty of fuel. He can stay out there for a nice long while. Probably out till lap 20. I think we'll see him coming in more like the 45-minute mark. Racer Brown. So Anton back out on track. Full fuel. Left the same tyres on. But yeah, he's going to have to pit again before the end of the race, as are the other guys, obviously. But I think they'll be pitting more around the 45-minute mark. We're just coming up to 39 minutes, or we've just hit 39 minutes, so we are in the 40th minute. No, we're in the 39th minute. Sorry, yeah, because you count the seconds, this is the 39th. We're not in the 40th minute yet. 40th. What is it with my T's? I'm dropping all my T's. So Cthulhu, Fernando has taken the lead back. Racer Brown in a 2nd spot, quite away from these guys now, and Homesick Alien, it's all spread out nicely at the front. Anton not far behind Homesick. He would have liked to have grabbed that toe, I am sure. Shadow Rider, after his pit stops, coming back out in 5th, ahead of Homesick Alpha Nut. What is going on with this? Alpha Nut trying, and we know on his outlap he's not comfortable in the car. We know the tyres don't warm up quite quick enough for him. Cthulhu has gone in. It's gone in earlier than I expected. Cthulhu in. Will Racer Brown's carried on, and Homesick Alien's going in also. A change of strategy from these two, and Racer Brown staying out there, sticking with the programme. Another 5 minutes, and that's it. You only have to pit once more. So Anton's staying. He's obviously pitted. He's jumped Cthulhu. Cthulhu's coming out. What has he done? He's only quarter filled it. He's going for 2 stops. He's changed his strategy to match Anton's. He's nearly out ahead. It nearly worked, but Anton just slightly moving ahead of Cthulhu. Homesick Alien. He's filled right up, has he? No, it's just a little less. A little change of strategy here. I thought it was going to be a 3-stop strategy, but it looks like Cthulhu and Homesick have had the same thought, and they're matching Anton's strategy now, with Racer Brown trying to stick to getting to the 45-minute mark. One more stop, that's all he's thinking. One more stop. He's leading this race by Anton and Cthulhu side by side there, is it? Oh no, it's a back marker getting out of the way. I apologise. I don't even know what back marker. It's not him. Oh, I think it was Pat. Pat staying out of the way. Skyjacker not far behind Jokus. He's caught Jokus up. He's caught Jokus up lovely, but that's not the battle we want to see, is it? That's the Anton and the Cthulhu battle, the lead battle. Racer Brown staying out. Looked like Cthulhu and Homesick both making adjustments to their pit stop strategy, because I thought they were staying out till minute 45. Oh, Cthulhu really struggles with these tyres. He did change tyres. He put less fuel in, but he changed tyres, and it's a real ball ache getting them up to temperature, it seems, for these guys. We've seen them all struggle with the same problem. Anton keeping those tyres on. It means he doesn't need to go through the warm-up process, and he can hit the track flying. So Racer Brown is still leading the way. His fuel is still not flashing. He's gone past the pits again. He is going to easily make that nearly 45-minute mark. He could quite make this last. Anton there in second. He's pulled away from Cthulhu. Cthulhu trying to get those tyres up to temperature so he can fight Anton. He cannot keep on the same pace as him with their newer tyres. Homesick Alien a little bit further back from him, but it looks like he might jump Racer Brown. We do not know. Shadow Rider in 5th place ahead of Alpha Nut still. Alpha Nut's dropped a little bit back from him with a 2. Oh, they're their out laps. They're not their actual flying laps, but even on their out lap, Shadow Rider was virtually a second faster than Alpha Nut. But we know Alpha Nut, another one, doesn't enjoy the heat up cycle of the tyres when fresh. JTX in 7th place ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker getting ahead of Jokus. Great stuff. Joker's there, 3/4 of a tank of fuel. Skyjacker nearly over a half a tank of fuel. Pat some way back from these guys, and Noxie in the... Oh no, Noxie's back out again for a bit more practice, I think. He had a bit of a rest in the pits with a 9-minute 30 pit stop. So Racer Brown leading the way. His fuel is flashing now. Anton in 2nd spot ahead of Cthulhu. Cthulhu hopefully getting those tyres up to temperature. That was a terrible outlap. Sorry, Cthulhu, it was. A 2:04.177. That's lost you a lot of ground there. Anton, though, not maintaining that distance. Someone's pulled right over there. It looks like Shadow Rider, was it? No, it wasn't Shadow Rider. I don't know, Pat maybe, Pat. No, there you go. Noxie has just got out of the way of it all. So Racer Brown, he's got to pit on this lap. He's not got enough to jump out ahead of these two. Cthulhu's always catching Anton right now. Homesick Alien, that's who Racer Brown's aiming at. He wants to get out ahead of the Alien. He should. He had a bit of space ahead of him. There is Racer Brown just coming around Forest Elbow, and Alpha Nut just making his way down to Forest Elbow. There's not much there difference between those two. And there you see Racer Brown coming into the pits. There's Anton just taking the start straight, going around Griffin's corner. No, that's the wrong one, sorry. That's why I don't guess. Murray's corner. With Racer Brown in the pits, Cthulhu moving up into 2nd spot. He's still not moved. Homesick Alien is on the start straight. Racer Brown still hasn't moved yet, so Homesick Alien is coming around to the last corner. Racer Brown, they've let him go. Homesick Alien's coming around the corner, and there he goes. Oh no, Racer Brown can see Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien's change of strategy has worked straight into his favour, but we think that Homesick Alien will have to pit again, and at worst Racer Brown will have to splash and dash, or maybe save a bit of fuel in his last lap or two, because he is nearly bob on for 15, 30 and 45 minutes. Look at it, we're just about off the 45-minute mark, and we don't think he may have to pit. Homesick Alien, change of strategy, but will have to pit before the end. Cthulhu also changing his strategy and has to pit. Anton in the lead will have to pit. Shadow Rider stops early. Yes, definitely will have to pit again. Alphanaut, definitely will. I don't think half a tank of fuel is going to see him through 15 minutes. I really don't. I don't think it's going to work. There is JTX just doing his fastest lap of the race with a 2:03.7. Let's go back to the battle then. Homesick Alien ahead of Racer Brown. Racer Brown, Homesick Alien kicking up a lot of dust. Racer Brown trying to catch him up. This, don't forget, it's hard to get those tyres up to temperature. And Homesick Alien there. Half a tank of fuel, lighter car, should be able to maintain it ahead of Racer Brown, but Racer Brown playing the long game. Don't get sucked into it by Homesick Alien. He's there, he's getting closer, getting a great tow down this mountain straight. No, Conrad Straight. I'm sorry guys, it's because I've had to turn the map upside down. So Racer Brown getting a great tow off of the Alien all the way towards the chase. They're heavy on the brakes by the 100 metre mark aboard in between. Homesick Alien out sideways. Is he going to go out wide? Racer Brown getting really close to him now, leading them down to the last corner, Murray's corner. Can Racer Brown dare? We've seen him make a move into the first. No, that was Shadow Rider. I don't want to take anything away from anyone. We saw Shadow Rider make a great move into Hell's Corner. Can Racer Brown do something similar? He's a little bit too far back to try and make a move up the inside. So Homesick Alien maintaining that third place. But now they're back on a straight, mountain straight. The one I said the other one was. So can Racer Brown get the tow? Wow, what a race between these two. I have got to go back to Cthulhu and Anton to see how they're doing. Oh, Homesick Alien losing the back end, and there he goes, Racer Brown going up the inside of the Alien. We saw the Alien just snatch the back end of his Subaru, giving Racer Brown the oomph he needed just to get up the inside of the Alien. But now it's the Alien's turn to fight back, sitting on board with Homesick Alien chasing down Racer Brown up through the wiggly bit, I don't know, the skyline and the S's, the dipper. But no, I think we're just coming towards the S's, aren't we? I think we went through skyline. These are the S's. Jesus, that is stressful trying to feed that car through that stressful wiggly part. And oh my god, the back end's gone on him, and he's gone again. Oh my, he must have all his bias set right to the rear of this. It's sliding around, the brakes are locking up at the back, and there Racer Brown scurrying away from the Alien in third. But oh my god, what racing have we missed at the front here? Because look at Cthulhu all over the back of Anton. Cthulhu's out wide, he's got a bit of dirt on his tyres, but he loves these cars in the dirt. But give him a bit of dirt on his tyres every time. There we see Anton was locking up, kicking up dust. He's back out on the dust there, Cthulhu chasing him down. This is hard fought between these two. I wonder how long they've been going at it for. Crazy racing here. Anton, his fuel, they've got virtually, well, Cthulhu's got a little less fuel. Racer Brown might be looking to get these guys. These have got to pit, remember. And Racer Brown may not have to pit for the rest of the race. Cthulhu looking for a move, but he's gone for the outside line. Anton protecting his inside, going into Griffin's Bend, and Anton managing to keep the corner, and Cthulhu has to wait for another chance. My God, some racing on display here. But Cthulhu's fuel has started flashing. Anton's still got a little bit more in there, but I doubt enough to go for another lap. 10 minutes to go of this race. Well, virtually 11, sorry. Don't want to steal you away from anything. There's Racer Brown then. He's not that far behind these guys to say he may not have to pit again. There's Homesick Alien. We think he may have to nip in for a splash. Shadow Rider, he's virtually used his reserves up. Alphanaut, he's got plenty there. He might be able to jump at Shadow Rider in the pits by not having to put as much fuel in. JTX in 7th. He's down to the last quarter of fuel. And so is Joker's. Joker's back ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker, he's one of the earliest ones to pit. And there we see him coming in now. This will be his final stop of the day. He's got plenty of space and time before Pat comes in. So in the lead then Anton. They're both going to have to pit at the same time. Racer Brown, no sign of a pit stop needed yet. Thank you very much, sir. Wrxc Ii even doing a bit better on his fuel. He didn't short fill as much as Cthulhu. Cthulhu wanted to get on track position ahead of Anton, but he didn't manage it in this stint. Now it's down to the pit stops, and it looks like Anton's pulled away quite a bit from Cthulhu. Then Anton going into the pits, Cthulhu following him in. It's not that far difference. Wow, it's going to be a race of the pit stops here. Racer Brown wanting, look, he's already in the last corner. This is really working well for Racer Brown. This really is. Anton's tyres are on, Cthulhu's tyres are on, they're both fueling up. Wrxc also come in to finish off his last fuel. And Racer Brown, he's around the second corner, he's beat him. He's beat him, it's worked out for Racer Brown. Cthulhu's on the move. No, Cthulhu's made the move first. Cthulhu's out, second spot, he's 3/4 of a lap tank. Is it enough? Anton has filled right up. Racer Brown has got half a tank of fuel left with 9 minutes to go of this race. This is crazy. This is crazy. They were on that strategy. They were on that strategy, but Cthulhu has made a jump of Anton, and but Anton's got more fuel. He can burn it. Cthulhu might have to conserve. Cthulhu trying to warm his tyres up. No, Cthulhu's left his tyres on. He's been wily. He's left the tyres on. Wrxc out. Wrxc out with 3/4 of a tank on. He's put new tyres on. Shadow Rider has pitted. Back out again. Alpha Knight is in the pits at the moment. He's on the move. Jokers, he's miles away from that getting that position, so that's all safe. 6th place is safe. Who is that? Is that not Shadow Rider? Shadow Rider is not that far. No, I think that's a lapped car. Is that Shadow Rider? Shadow Rider just going through the corner. No, that is a lapped car. Sorry. Jokers is in the bit, so Skyjacker will be trying to make that place back. Skyjacker is in the chase. He's quite far back. JTX also in the pits. I didn't know Jokers was that close to JTX. Wow, race on. JTX looked like he ran out of fuel. Looks like he ran out of fuel on the way back, and that's how Jokers has caught him up. There is a battle royale there. Racer Brown still leading the way by quite a way there. Cthulhu ahead of Anton. That's what he wanted, but he's lost the strategy. He's lost it out to Racer Brown. Wrxc Ii also changing strategy. I don't think it was the right thing to do. Shadow Rider in 5th. Phew. Alpha Nut 6th. Jokers is back out ahead of JTX. JTX ran out of fuel, I believe. Making his way back to the pit stops, he's run out of fuel, and Jokers has managed to make the jump on him in the pit stops. So Jokers up into 7th place. JTX down to 8th. Skyjacker in 9th ahead of Pat. Noxie is put it into the pits. And Racer Brown is coming in. Racer Brown has come in. Oh my word, I thought there was enough. I thought there was enough in the tank. But Racer Brown, just for a bit of safety, he's coming for a splash and dash, and Cthulhu's retaking the lead of this race. I honestly didn't think Racer Brown needed it. He's out though. He's out in 2nd spot. He's there. He can see Cthulhu. He's put himself right into this race. He's fueled a little bit up. He's put medium tyres on. What? That must be a mistake. He's put medium tyres on. That cannot be right. Anton on the softs. Cthulhu on the softs, but Racer Brown has opted to go mediums. I don't understand that. It's a mistake. That's got to have been a mistake, I think. I don't know. I don't understand that at all. We've got only 7.5 minutes left of this race, and Cthulhu's taken the lead back from Anton and Racer Brown. Racer Brown, I thought, was sitting pretty without a pit stop needed, but he's had to come in, and he's put on medium tyres, which are the slower tyre out of the two. Anton there, it's only going to be a matter of time, I'm sure, on the soft tyres. He'll be able to make a move on Racer Brown. Wow, what a decision. What a strange choice. Wrxc Ii, and he come in for a splash and dash. He's a little bit further back than these guys. They're there already, aren't they? They're on him. He's on him already. Through here where there's no grip. Racer Brown struggling on those medium tyres to slow the car down. He's on a lighter car than Anton. Maybe that will help him be nimble. All the time Cthulhu managing to pull away from these two. Wow, what an interesting move. But I don't understand why he's come in. He could have made the end. I'm sure he could have made the end with what fuel he had. It's odd. It's so odd. I can't fathom it. I really can't. So Cthulhu on lap 26, leading the 1 hour race of Bathurst for the Wrx Challenge round 7. He's leading the championship, he's leading the race, he's doing everything right. Racer Brown's put himself in a great position, up into 2nd spot, but can he maintain it? with only like 5 minutes and 10 seconds left of racing. Can he keep Anton behind him? Anton on the faster tyre than Wrxc Brown. That's so peculiar, I'm not sure. There, Wrxc Ii a little bit further back, he's just going across the line, 203.7. Shadow Rider in a great 5th place. Where did he qualify? I've lost the sheet again. Hey, I'll tell you. Shadow Rider, 8th position, he qualified up into 5th. Brilliant racing. Alpha Nut, fantastic, 6th. He was there with Shadow Racer earlier, but I think the outlaps, he really doesn't enjoy the tyres, the warm-up on them. Joker's ahead of JTX after we saw JTX running out of fuel. Skyjacker down into 9th with Pat in 10th. So Cthulhu leading. Wrxc Brown still ahead of Anton on those medium tyres. Maybe it's a preference. Maybe he likes the feel of them. Maybe he likes the slide of the car. Well, he's doing fine on them. He's doing absolutely fine. A little nudge of the barrier there. That will kill some speed, giving Anton the opportunity to pull ever closer. Wow, I thought the top 3 was quite spread out, but look at them now, they're all there. Cthulhu making hay, whilst those guys there behind him. But maybe his tyres will start going. We did see Anton struggling on his softs when he didn't change them. So maybe Cthulhu will struggle at the end of his stint, and that's what Wrxc Brown's maybe thinking of. That the mediums may just last a bit better than the softs, and he'll be in a stronger position come the end of the race. What a thinking racer he is. If that's the thought behind it, that is genius. Wrxc Ii in a 4th spot. He's dropped right off that battle now. Shadow Rider, he's nowhere near, so Wrxc Ii is in a land of his own, and I believe Shadow Rider also is, with Alpha Nut a little bit further back. There's no racing at the back here. So Jokers, he's being caught up by JTX. JTX's last lap was a 204.260. Jokers was a 205.6. So JTX is catching them up. 204.1 from Skyjacker, and he's not 100 miles behind these guys. There's a lovely little race brewing. We've got 3 minutes left of this race. Cthulhu there leading Wrxc Brown. Anton not getting much quicker. They're both both posted purples as they cross the line. They're pushing to the very limit of this car. They certainly are. Anton getting closer here. We're what, in the last 2 laps? It's this lap and the next lap, and it should be over. And there we can see Anton really now catching up Wrxc Brown on those medium tyres. Wrxc Brown's a sitting duck in these tight wiggly parts. He doesn't have the grip that Anton does. Anton all over the back of him. Look at this. Oh my lord, but there's no space to overtake. And maybe that's what Wrxc Brown knows. He knows there is no room to overtake. He's quite safe on the medium tyres in the tighter section. And he's just down the start straight and the back straight. He has to worry. But here we go. Oh, looks like Wrxc Brown had to brake heavy into that part, giving Anton a closer look at him. This is unbelievable, guys. They're definitely going to... Oh. Scraping on the wall was Anton. And Wrxc Brown... Oh, no. Wrxc Brown lost the grip in Forest's elbow. Forest elbow? Yes, Forest elbow. Anton moving up into 2nd place. Great racing from these guys. Absolutely great racing. Wrxc Ii too far back to make an impact, maybe, though. If Wrxc Brown loses his head a little bit in the last lap, Wrxc Ii will be able to catch him up. Shadow Rider a little bit further back from them. Alpha Nut going for fastest lap on his last lap, possibly. So we're watching Cthulhu. We're coming into the last minute. Heading towards the last minute. Looks like Cthulhu is definitely going to make the line with a minute to go. Beautiful driving from Cthulhu here. Total control from the Spaniard. There's the Finn in a 2nd. He makes it across the line. Wrxc Brown also making it across the line for the last lap, and Wrxc Ii making it across the line to continue on. Shadow Rider back in 5th, just coming to the last corner. 40 seconds to go. Should make it across the line. And there he goes to... Oh, he's losing the back end. Alpha will be happy with that. He needs to catch him up. 30 seconds to go. Shadow Rider makes it across the line. There we can see Alpha Nut coming up to the last corner. It's like 18 seconds to go. He's going to make it for one more lap around here at Bathurst. Sorry, Jokers ahead of JTX. JTX not quite caught him up yet. He could do with another lap, but there's only 4 seconds left, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, 1 second left. That is it. That is your 1 hour. This should be, unless they've done it by laps. Have they done? No, because it'd be something by something laps. So this should be his final lap when he crosses the line. I don't know if people are crossing the line yet that have been lapped. So Jokers, I think that is him finishing the race in 7th. Fantastic stuff. 8th for JTX, 9th for Skyjacker, 10th for Pat, 11th for Wrxc Ii. Back to the leaders then. Cthulhu. He's on fumes, absolute fumes. He's on, coming around the chase. Anton not far behind, got plenty of fuel to burn. It looks like Cthulhu was just dead on with his choice of fuel in that last stint, and I said his strategy was wrong, and it turned out to be right. I take it back. Well done, Cthulhu. Fernando Cthulhu wins round 7. Anton, great racing for 2nd place. Racer Brown, so close in 3rd. There's Homesick Alien coming around for 4th place. All of them on no fuel virtually. Shadow Rider, oh, take a bow, my son, Racer Brown. Homesick Alien 4th, and Shadow Rider coming around the last corner now to grab 5th place. Great finishing from Shadow Rider. Awesome racing, Shadow Rider. Brilliant stuff. Crossing line in 5th, and Alphanut just heading up towards the last corner to take a great 6th place. That'll be a great points haul for him. Whilst I quickly look around for my pen, I better pause it just in time. He's on the start straight, so I'm going to pause it. I panicked then. Did you hear me get a little bit excited? Found my pen as well. So, in the dark, we will try and look through these guys and find Cthulhu. Well, a long shot of his rear end. Oh, there you go. Blurry shot of his front end. So we'll go for that one. Cthulhu, a great win. There's nothing can stop this man. Last round in the dirt, he got 3 wins out of the 4 stages and a 2nd. He got a win in round 3, a win in round 2. His lowest finish of the season is 6th place, which I think was Suzuka on round 5, the endurance race. So, and the Red Bull, which was round 1, it was an endurance race. I can't remember what that one was now. Nürburgring. He only got 4th, so it looked like he's not very comfortable for the long draft race, but perfect strategy, perfect race. Well done, Cthulhu. Fernando Cthulhu, you're amazing. Absolutely brilliant. I can't get over it. I can't get over the race I've just watched. It was brilliant. Strategy, everything. It had everything. It was beautiful. So Anton there in 2nd place. Is that his highest finish with us so far? It is. 2 7ths, a 4th, and a 2nd. Watch out, boys. Next time out, he's on for the win. For sure. Put your money on it. Come on, I'll give you odds on. Racer Brown, what can I say? Racer Brown, you got yourself right back in there, didn't you? I thought you'd ruined a good strategy, but it looks by your fuel that you may not have made it on that original fuel tanks. You obviously went in for a splasho dash and put medium tyres on. I don't know if that was a mistake or if that's something you meant to do, but I think you lost the back end in Forest Elbow, and probably the medium tyres were not the biggest help to you at that time. But 3rd place, last of the podium, take a boo, my son. Super stuff. 4th for Homesick Alien. He's got a championship to think about. 4th place, it'll be nice solid points. In 5th, Shadow Rider raced his little buttocks off today. Absolutely pushed that car to its absolute limit. Alphanut gave him a really hard workout, and there he goes, 5th place. He's having a great season in this Subaru. I think he really does like the handling. He's had some 2nds, some 3rds. That win is still eluding him. Maybe we've got still what, 3 more rounds, 2 more rounds, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 rounds, so we've got 2 more rounds to go for him to try and grab it. 6th place, Alphanut. Here we go. He missed the last round in the mud. He's had a whole bunch of fourths, couple of fifths, but he has had a win. First round at the Nürburgring. 7th for Jokers. Jokers having a great day today, I believe. I think 7th spot. His highest is 6th so far in this championship. In 8th, sorry, wrong button, is a JTX. Where are you, JTX? There you go. 8th spot. He had some good finishes last round, a 3rd and a 2nd. And he missed the last race, the last stage of the last round. 9th then, Skyjacker, Go Daddy. Not my daddy, it's what it says on the side of his car. Skyjacker, Go Daddy. So, you know, we haven't got that kind of relationship. 9th, not what he was probably hoping for, especially as he is 2nd in the championship, nipping out the heels of Cthulhu after Cthulhu getting maximum points. Who got the fastest lap? I didn't notice. We'll have a quick look. 10th for Pat. Pat there in 10th. I think he missed all the mud last week, it seems. And 11th for Wrxc. Was not enjoying it out there. Was not enjoying it at all, it seems, in that Subaru. But he's had some good finishes this season. He's in 11th in the table, but 11th just behind some Mika Wivry, who didn't take part today. I think she dislocated her hand or her elbow. Maybe it could have been the whole arm. So Wrxc getting some points on Mika. Shadow Rider scored well. He was in a battle with JTX, Alpha Nut, and Mika, Jokus and Wrxc, but he's had some good points today. That'll pull him away from that little battle, I am sure. So that was it, is it? Oh, I was going to try and see a fastest lap. It doesn't look like there is one there to see. No. Sorry, guys. I think the last time I saw it, I can't even tell you who had it. I couldn't. Cthulhu would be a guess. But someone took it off him. Then the Alpha had it. Then someone else had it. Racer Brown. Racer Brown had it for a while. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure in the end who got the fastest lap. I apologise. So congratulations to Cthulhu Fernando. What a great race. And obviously I think Alexis Maximus will get 12th. 12th probably, for taking part in half of it, but Alexis Maximus doing a fine job in 7th place as well, remember. Okay, that's me. That was WRX. I've already done the Porsche. I am cleared out and finished up until Tuesday when the next Porsche race happens. The next live batch of races you'll get is Friday night with the Audi TTs. Mika Wivry has come up with that little gem. So we will see what we have in store for that. And then on Saturday we've got the Ford Focus rally cars around the Green Hell Nordschleife. And let's hope we have plenty of people show up for that to make quite a nice race of it. I was your broadcaster and commentator. Sorry, a little burp. I said that one earlier. I didn't tick it off. So I was your broadcaster and commentator, Betty Drilser. Thank you for watching. I love you all.